How do you film YouTube ads and what is the best way to do it in 2024? That's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. The best way to film YouTube ads in 2024, the essential must-haves you need, all the camera equipment, and if you should film with your phone or with a DSLR camera. Everything from film preparation to the set that you're filming in, everything you need to do when you're filming, but also after you're filming as well. My name is Jordan Bailey, demandcapture.com. We are a 100% performance-based YouTube ads agency for info product businesses. If you want to learn more about how our offer works and how we can help you, then click the link in the description and watch the video on that page. For every single YouTube ad that you're filming, there are some must-haves that you absolutely need before you start. First thing you absolutely need is good lighting. If no one can see your face, or if you're too bright in the footage, then it ruins the whole ad. You need to make sure that you're naturally lit or you have really good artificial lighting. This can be done through either wide open space in a sunny place, or if you're in a studio, you have a 3-point lighting system set up so you're well lit. The next one is good audio, and you should never, absolutely never, under any circumstances, use the default microphone on any camera. Even if you're doing a selfie style video on your iPhone, you should still be using an external camera to capture the audio. And the reason why is because you want the audio as high quality as possible. It doesn't matter how good your ad script is, if no one can hear what you're saying or it's painful to listen along to, then no one's going to watch your ad. There are 3 options I recommend in terms of external microphones. The first one is the Rode Lavalier Go. It's a simple plug-and-play lavalier mic that clips to the lapel of your top. The second one, which is what I use, is the DJI Mic Wireless. It comes with 2 of them, which is also great for client testimonials and interviews that you might be filming. These are really high quality, handheld, completely natural, and people love listening to them. The last one is a Shure MV7, which is what I'm using right now to record this video. And you'll either have to plug these in as a separate audio capture so you can sync the audio, or these will be part of the studio setup if you are renting that in 2024. Lastly, it's absolutely essential that you're filming ads with a teleprompter. This is a big secret that most people who are getting into YouTube ads or any sort of filming on the internet in particular completely miss. Every single great ad that you've seen that has hundreds of thousands of dollars of ad spend behind it was filmed with a teleprompter. No one starts out as a complete natural on camera, and the best way to speed up the process of you remembering all your lines and getting the delivery absolutely correct, which is the essential part of any great ad, is having it right in front of you as you're reading it. It does take some practice, but it saves so much time filming that it's 100% absolute essential for filming all ads. The teleprompter that I recommend, especially on your phone, is an app called Prompt Smart Pro. It's a paid app, but it's only around $30. It's an absolute time saver and essential for filming all iPhone YouTube ads. Now, I just said iPhone YouTube ads. So what's the difference between an iPhone YouTube ad and an ad that you would film on a higher quality, higher budget camera? So with the iPhone, it's cheaper because you already have one. And because it's so easy to use and it's already at a great quality, you're able to churn out a much higher volume of ad creatives than if you were to have something set up. Investing into new camera equipment which you've never used before or renting out a studio is a high barrier to entry and isn't absolutely essential for when you're just getting into making the ad creatives and testing what works and what doesn't. The iPhone also produces more natural creative options because people are already used to seeing iPhone recorded footage in 2024. Yes, if they see a high quality video, then it definitely elevates you in terms of the amount of status you're able to convey because you have access to this equipment. Generally speaking, it's so subtle that it doesn't really make a big difference. Some of the best YouTube ads, in fact, some of the best videos are all just filmed on an iPhone. The cameras are that good now, so don't feel like you need to invest thousands of dollars into camera equipment. You don't know which lens to buy, you don't know which camera to buy. Just use your iPhone and that's perfectly fine already. And of course, with the iPhone, you now have the teleprompter, which is Prompt Smart Pro. It's a massive cheat sheet for being able to film these ads and you can do it all from your phone incredibly cheaply. But if you were wanting to have higher quality ads, then the DSLR/mirrorless cameras are higher quality, but they are more expensive if you're just buying it outright. Of course, you can rent these or you can just rent the studio space, which has this equipment here for you. As I just said, that barrier to entry is mitigated by access to a recording studio. And if you're in any sort of city or hub, then there are thousands of these places. Just search on Google. I will say that once you have found the winning ad, you might want to split test it with a higher quality version of the same ad just to see if it performs better or not, but only after you found the winning ad that you filmed on your iPhone. So that's the difference between an iPhone ad and a higher quality camera ad. Personally, I recommend all of my clients to film their ads on their iPhone. And the reason why is because it's lower barrier to entry, it's much more natural, and we can test a higher volume of creatives because we can just quickly film the ads and then test them with budget. Next then is filming preparation. So part of the best way to film YouTube ads in 2024 is being prepared. So make sure you have all of your hooks and bodies ready. By hooks, I mean the first 30 seconds of your ad, which you're looking to test different variants of. That is the 20% of the ad, which drives 80% of the ad creative results. And then with bodies, you're looking to test 1 or 2 bodies, depending on how many body variations you can come up with based on your offer. Next, you want to check you have all of your props if needed. So say you're holding something up to the camera or you need something in the ad to be able to convey the message, then make sure you actually have it. I know it sounds basic, but you just need to check these things. Next, you need to charge all of your equipment and check the storage on your SD card. Again, you don't want to turn up to start filming ads and you've got no battery. Or you need to format your SD card, but there's a lot of footage there that you haven't backed up yet. So make sure you do all of that before you start filming. And then lastly, do a test recording first. So just make sure everything's working, the audio is great, the video is great, the visual is great, everything's in focus, the lighting's good. Taking the 5 minutes to be able to do that saves hours of time later on and thinking that you have to go refilm the ads because you just wasted your time. Next is the filming set. And when you're there, you need to think of a couple of questions. Does your target audience want to be there with you? Do they want to do what you're doing? Do they want to feel how you're feeling? Do they want to have access to what you have access to? And is there a difference between their status and your status? If you cover all of those things in your filming set, then it's a subconscious status signal to your audience that you are where you're looking to help them get to go. This can easily be done through a recording studio or in a nice looking office space. But if your offer has an element where you can tie the environment into it, then make sure you do that in your ads. And then with your YouTube ads in 2024, you want 2 different locations, one for filming all the hooks and then a different location for the body. Now with the different location for the body, you just need to change up the environment. However, there are some ads which have hooks and then they have a screen share component similar to what I'm doing right now, which is the body and the explanation of the whole mechanism, process and the story that you're looking to tell. So don't overthink this aspect, you just want a difference between the hook location and the body location. After studying hundreds of ads, the best ads have that element within them. When you're filming the ads, make sure you film all of your hooks in a row and then all your bodies. And then make sure as you're filming them that you say which hook is what before you start recording that hook. For example, you say hook 1 and then you say hook 1. And then after you finish those 2, you go, all right, this is hook 2. And you label it for the editor who's able to cut up everything and make sure that everything is in order. And as you're filming, if you mess up, it's okay. As I've been filming this video, I've taken loads of different takes on different sentences, but the editor can just cut everything out and the ad will be preserved. If you mess up, it's fine. Take a breath, go again. Lastly, after filming, check all of the footage is there. And 100% of the time, you want to back up your footage as soon as possible, which means transferring it over to your laptop and or an external hard drive. That's everything in terms of the film preparation, the setting, when you're filming and after filming. Now we get into the spare standard equipment if you are looking to use a mirrorless or DSLR camera. This setup on screen here will be able to give you everything you need to film the best YouTube ads in 2024. Starts here with the Sony ZV-E10. This is the best and cheapest camera you can get on the market currently and will only get cheaper as 2024 continues on. This camera has everything you need and even includes a flip screen so you can see yourself. Next is the microphones. Again, I recommend DJI for this. Of course, you can use a short MP7 or plug the lavalier mic into the camera, but just make sure that you're capturing the audio separately from the stock microphone that's on the camera here. Then you have 2 choices of lens. You can either use the 16mm 1.4 or the 35mm 1.4. Personally, I recommend the 16mm because you still get the same blurry background. This is what the 1.4 means, it's the aperture, but you're able to capture much more of the settings, so the editor has much more room to play with. If you're using a 35mm, it's going to be zoomed in a lot more, similar to the iPhone camera, and the biggest disadvantage with any of these is that these are prime lenses, not zoom lenses. If you wanted every single range between the 16 and the 35, then get a 16 to 35 zoom lens. The only difference is the price, and typically with the zoom capability, it is around 5 times more expensive. So I recommend just buying these 2 lenses and then changing them depending on which one that you want. Bit more arduous, bit more equipment to handle, but will save you a lot of money in the long run. Plus, you'll probably only be using the 16mm anyway. For storage, I recommend the SanDisk SD cards. It's 256 gigabytes of storage. That'll hold a lot of footage, but because the footage will be in 4K if you're filming on this camera, you will need this much space, and it isn't actually that pricey. And then last, you'll want a tripod. I recommend any newer brands. This is the one that I have. And if you have any more budget to consider, you do want to invest in a pretty good tripod, then I recommend a Manfrotto. And that's it. That's everything you needed to film the best YouTube ads in 2024. If you're interested in launching your YouTube ad campaigns to generate more leads and you'll scale your business to 6 or 7 figures, then visit thebrandcapture.com, which is the first link in the description. We're a 100% performance-based YouTube ads agency. If you want to find out more about how it works and who we help, then click the link in the description and watch the video on that page. Also, click on this video to learn more about YouTube ads. I'll see you in the next one.